Borderline personality disorder. Christmas special. This is going to be real simple. Everyone wants me to do some kind of video. I've not felt like doing videos lately. It just seems like, well, I've got a shitty camera. That's my main thing. Plus, I don't like this time of year. I don't like Christmas. I like the new year. I like it when December is over. I don't like December. I just don't. But it's Christmas, so I figured I should do a Christmas episode. Once again, I'm alone. Of course, I don't even feel like it's Christmas, honestly. Is it Christmas? Is today Christmas? I think it is. I don't feel like it, though. December 25th is when I believe Christmas is. I could be wrong. But it doesn't feel like it. Well, for one, I'm completely alone. And I went to call my mother to wish her a Merry Christmas. And apparently she's working or something. That blew my mind. And she's older than dirt, and she's got to work on Christmas to not be able to make enough money to pay for a tiny apartment. And I'm supposed to feel all happy about this time of year. So I thought, since I'm an upbeat, positive type of individual, that we would talk about Christmas horror stories. Christmas horror stories. Ooh. 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 So here we go, Christmas horror stories. Some of these you may have heard already. I do believe I've discussed my Christmas horror stories before in other videos. I'm not going to go into too much detail in this video on any one particular story. Ooh. So, and also, I know all of you out there have some Christmas horror stories of your own. So be sure to let me know your best horror Christmas stories in the comment section below. Also, you can hit that subscribe button and ring-a-ding-ding the bell. If you don't ring-a-ding-ding the bell, YouTube will hire someone to come and kick you in the ass. I don't know if that part's true, but please ring-a-ding-ding the bell. Also, the best Christmas gift of them all is cash. If you'd like to give Mr. BPD some of your hard-earned money just because it's Christmas, you can do that through PayPal. There's a link in the deposit below. There's a link in the description below. Now, getting on down to it. Christmas horror stories. Is one of I tell this one a lot, mainly because not only is it a Christmas horror story, it also is the very first memory of life that I have. My very first memory. 1985, Christmas. My dad had been drinking all day, had passed out, was in a bad mood. Everybody had left. I guess everybody had come over to our house to open presents, but they had all left. My dad was pissed off because he didn't have beer. He ends up waking up, throwing a huge temper tantrum. He gets in a fight with a Christmas tree, throws a big lamp at me and my mother. Cops show up. They weren't going to arrest him because they didn't want to arrest a man and take him away from his family on Christmas. But then as they were saying they were leaving, my father decided to throw a punch at a cop. Kitty thinks that's crazy. making Christmas great again. Now, the next Christmas horror stories are not in chronological order. I don't remember which ones happened first. They just happened. I remember the year where Santa gave me no gifts. That was this year Santa gave me no gifts. I was with my grandparents, my grandma specifically, on my dad's side. So, my dad's parents. And my grandma worked at Woolworth. It used to be like a Fred Meyer's. They were having some kind of Christmas party event, so we were there. Towards the end of this event was when Santa Claus would come out and give all the kids their presents. So Santa comes out, does his ho 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 thing. And there was a bunch of us kids there. I think this might have been just for kids or something, like children of people that worked there, or some kind of Christmas event for them, because it seemed very kid-oriented. Then again, I was a kid, so it would, but Santa was there giving out gifts. There's probably about 20 of us kids. Santa went around, and of course me, I was very passive because I was used to getting hit a lot, so I didn't try to rush up to Santa, because I didn't know if Santa would knock me out. So I hung back, and Santa went around, gave everybody gifts, except me, and then it was all ho, 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 and ran off. Apparently I was supposed to expect Santa to see that I was there. I mean, it's not like I was hiding in a corner. I stood next to the other kids. I just didn't push my way through to get a gift. Apparently Santa ran out of gifts or didn't give crap about me because he took off completely without giving me a gift. I was horribly upset about that. I took that to mean that I must have been bad that year because Santa didn't give me anything. And my grandma was upset about it too. She said, "Oh, I'll go catch Santa and get your gift." But I said, "No, you won't." I wouldn't let her do it because I knew it'd be a lie. I knew she wasn't going to catch Santa. Santa's got a lot of shit to do. All right, he's not going to be waiting around on a roof for some grandma to come up there to get a gift. No, Santa had purposely not given me a gift. Now him and his reindeer were gone, and if she were to give me something, it was going to be coming from her and not Santa, and I didn't want a gift from her. I wanted it from Santa. Also, you know what? Screw Santa if he wasn't going to give me a damn gift. Like, I want a gift after my grandma's got to go talk him into it? Bullshit. No. If he ain't going to give me a gift on my own merit, if I got to have my grandma step in for me, I don't want the gift. So Santa can just go away. Moving on. So that was the year that Santa decided to be a jerk face. My next Christmas horror story was when Danny stole Christmas, or when my dad stole Christmas. I'm trying to make it sound like the Grinch stole Christmas. It was the same situation as the Grinch. So here's the situation. Hold on. Ooh. Woohoo! So it's Christmas Eve. It's Christmas Eve. I'm waiting for Santa Claus to come because I know Santa Claus is going to come. We've got the Christmas tree in the living room. With a few gifts under the tree. We didn't have very many gifts. We were a poor family. I put out the milk and the cookies. I was going to catch Santa this year. I was determined to catch Santa. I decided to sleep out in the living room that night. My dad wasn't home. He hadn't been home in a couple days. I don't know where he was. But before he had taken off, him and his mom had given me a bicycle, like 12-speed. It was one of my big Christmas gifts, was this 12-speed mountain bike. I'd only ridden it maybe once or twice, and they gave it to me early because my dad put it together. He wanted to go take off and do whatever, and my mom didn't want to put it together, so he'd put it together and they'd given it to me together so that he could go take off or whatever. Also, they were pretty sure they couldn't hide it from me. Like I said, that was about 2 days before actual Christmas or so. I'd ridden the bike a couple times, maybe 2 times or so. I was still learning how to ride a bike. And it was in the back room. Because we had a laundry room, and it was easier to put my bike in the laundry room. Because we lived in a house, and this was attached to the house. It was just like a back way into the house was the laundry room. And I'd put my bike in there because it was easier. So I'm waiting for Santa Claus, and I hear something pull up outside, and I know it ain't Santa Claus. I mean, Santa Claus has his reindeers and his sleds, and I'm smart enough to know that. There's this street light that's really bright, so you can see the silhouette of whatever's going on outside because of how bright it is. And I can see it's a pickup, and then 2 dudes jump out of it. And I don't hear nothing else. Like, I just stay really quiet. And I'm scared because it's really close to the house. It's parked on the side, though, which is weird because it didn't pull up front. It pulled up to the side all shady-like. And I just see these 2 silhouetted people outside the window. Then I hear a little bit of banging. And then I see them run back to the truck. And I see the silhouette of 2 people holding this mountain bike, putting it in the back of the truck. So I knew my mountain bike was getting stolen. I was really young. My mom's asleep. I'm terrified at this point. And then the figures move around towards the front of the house. I hear the door. And so I was terrified. So I just laid down and pretended to be asleep. And just laid there, hoping that I wouldn't get noticed. And my dad and his brother come in, so my uncle, and proceed to start grabbing all the presents under the tree and taking them out to the truck. And I can hear them. I know for a fact it was my dad and my uncle. And I didn't say anything because I was too scared to say anything. My dad would beat the living hell out of me if I were to have said anything. I mean, I couldn't go, why are you stealing my Christmas presents? That would not have gone over well. And I also knew that if I did say something and I woke my mom up, she would freak out and probably get beat. So I just kept my mouth shut and let them steal all the presents. Then the next morning, here's what a trooper that I am. The next morning, I knew my mom was going to be horribly upset that all the presents were gone. And I really couldn't get back to sleep that night. So I spent the whole night trying to think of how I would tell her. And so when she got up, I tried to break the news to her the best I could. And of course, I couldn't lie to my mother. So I let her know that Dad had come and he picked everything up. And she understood why I didn't say nothing. But I wanted to reassure her that it was okay, that our Christmas was still just as good as, it's like, don't let it ruin Christmas, Mom. We don't need gifts. And yeah, I wanted to be there for her, so I wasn't so much upset that I had lost a mountain bike and presents. I just didn't want her to be upset on Christmas. This was Christmas 1995. It was actually Christmas Eve 1995. My mom was making a turkey and making Christmas dinner when I decided to go out with my friends, be really stupid, and wind up in jail. It was the first time I was ever arrested. And I go to jail on Christmas Eve. Well, I was a minor, so I didn't go to real people jail. I went to a children's detention facility. So Christmas Eve, I get arrested, and I wind up in a children's correctional facility. First time ever being in trouble with the law. I have no idea what's going to happen. All I can think about is the fact that the last time I saw my mom, she was so happy. I mean, She was concerned that I would get home late for dinner, which now I definitely was home late for dinner. And I'll never get it out of my head. It's burned in my memory of the way she looked in the kitchen making this Christmas dinner. She was so happy, and she was concerned I wouldn't make it back. I assured her that I would, and then I went and got arrested. Who would have guessed? I didn't get. It was a crazy situation. It wasn't like I was a bad kid that went and did crazy stuff. This was the first time I'd ever really done anything that was out of the ordinary. And it was more of a getting caught up in the moment type of deal, that you weren't thinking, you just get caught up in the moment, and then stuff goes bad really quick. And she never did ever cook another Christmas dinner after that. So I never ever got to have a Christmas dinner with her that she'd cooked. Because she'd never cooked one before. This was her first attempt. And she never cooked one after. And that's something that always bugs me. You know, I just wish I'd stayed home that day. So here I am, waking up on Christmas Day in this children's, in this juvenile detention center. There we go, that's what they're called. And they wake us up at 6 a.m. with Christmas music blasting. So I wake up feeling guilty, sad, not knowing when I'm going to get out or anything, because they don't tell you anything. I didn't even know if they'd contacted my mom. I just had to assume they'd contacted my mom. And I wake up to like Jingle Bell Rock, and they play this Christmas music for an hour. When you get up, you're supposed to clean your cell and all this crap for an hour, and then they feed you. But that Christmas music was playing the whole hour, and it was torture, and I hate Christmas music anyway. Then they fed us. But towards the end of the day, around 4 or so, we got Christmas gifts. And I got a pair of socks and a deck of playing cards. And that was when everything hit me the most. Because I should be at home opening Christmas presents with my mom. Should have had the Christmas dinner the night before. But here I am in this juvenile detention center, and I just got a pair of socks and some playing cards. And yeah, that's when I almost cried. Almost. So those are my Christmas horror stories. Please remember to share yours with me. Until next time, keep on keeping on. Why is my Christmas stocking wet? Bizarre. Ooh, it's my favorite part of Christmas. And that's when I get to find out what's been in my Christmas stocking all year. Look at this. It's a personalized Mr. BPD coffee mug made by Mr. Ducey Davis. Woo! What a great stocking stuffer gift I've received this Christmas. You too can get a personalized Mr. BPD coffee mug handcrafted by Ducey Davis by clicking on the link below in the descriptions. And in case you're wondering, there are more than just one design. Amazing. It's almost like Grandma used to make. Yee, buy a mug today. Woo.